Metal Sonic is one of the most dangerous villains the Blue Hedgehog has ever faced. Imagine having to fight someone with all your abilities, but none of your emotions. Have you ever stopped to think about how much Eggman's greatest invention has evolved over the years? Metal Sonic had the privilege of being one of the first major enemies of the world's fastest hedgehog. The first game in the franchise was released in 1991, and the fifth, Sonic CD, came just 2 years later in 1993. That's when the hero first encountered his robotic replica, whose very first act of evil was kidnapping Amy Rose. The robot was built by Dr. Robotnik, aka Eggman. The scientist realized that the only thing capable of taking down Sonic was Sonic himself. So, he decided to create a mechanical clone of his greatest enemy. That's how the villain was born. Just as powerful and fast as Sonic, but without his fun personality or strong sense of justice. His black visor with glowing red eyes makes it clear he's not messing around, and the jet engine on his back allows him to move as fast as or even faster than Sonic. The problem? If he pushes himself too hard, he risks overloading his own circuits. At this stage, Metal Sonic has no will of his own. He follows Eggman's orders to the letter. He's a major thorn in Sonic's side, as the hero must take on his evil counterpart to rescue Amy. Instead of a boss battle, the two engage in an epic race that ends with Dr. Robotnik's invention being destroyed. Of course, it was only a matter of time before Metal Sonic returned. In fact, you'll soon notice that he always comes back, making him an even more challenging opponent. So, get ready, it's time for another Cinewave. If you think Eggman's most powerful android is only Sonic's enemy, think again. After his first appearance, Metal Sonic's next big role was in Knuckles Chaotix, a spin-off starring Knuckles and the Chaotix team, as the title makes very clear. After being rebuilt by Eggman, Metal Sonic returns as his right-hand enforcer and serves as the game's final boss. This time, the fight against Metal Sonic is a battle, not a race, and trust me, he's much deadlier than before. Things get even more intense after the first phase of the fight when he absorbs the Dark Ring and transforms into Metal Sonic Kai, a massive red robot with way more destructive power than before. Sure, the player can defeat him, but there's a bad ending where Metal Sonic Kai isn't stopped and he ends up annihilating an entire city. The final image of this ending, showing the colossal robot hovering over a burning metropolis, is downright chilling. Just imagine how many lives were lost in that timeline. Some fans even theorized that we might see Metal Sonic reach a similar form in the next movie, possibly by corrupting and absorbing the power of the Chaos Emeralds. Do you think they'd be bold enough to go that far? With Metal Sonic's popularity among Sonic fans, it didn't take long for him to appear outside of the games. The android was soon introduced in the Sonic comic series published by Archie Comics, which debuted in 1993. However, his first appearance in the comics wasn't until 1995. Initially, he was a faithful adaptation of his game counterpart, with many of his battles against Sonic being recreated across different story arcs, including his transformation into Metal Sonic Kai and his showdown with Knuckles. However, over time, this version of the character started drifting away from the Metal Sonic of the games. He began developing positive emotions and even gained a personality of his own after witnessing the deep friendship between Sonic and Tails, something he never got to experience, having been created solely to kill. At one point, Metal Sonic even sacrificed himself, but thankfully, that wasn't the end of his story. You see, Metal Sonic had a special gem that stored his consciousness. In this timeline, Sonic's uncle, Chuck, built a new robot body and used the crystal to transfer Metal Sonic's mind into it. And just like that, Metal Sonic got a brand new look and a fresh start under a new name, Shard. With his upgraded appearance and newfound purpose, the android switched sides and started fighting for good. Now that's a redemption story. Back to the games, Metal Sonic made another appearance in Sonic the Fighters, a Sonic fighting game. Bet you didn't see that one coming, huh? One cool thing about this game is that we see a new version of the robot, Rocket Metal, which has the bizarre ability to transform into a rocket. Yeah. As if outpacing Sonic on foot wasn't enough, Rocket Metal can also fly through space at high speeds. It's funny to think that Sonic can only pull off something similar when he transforms into Super Sonic using the Chaos Emeralds. Speaking of which, would you want to have the Chaos Emeralds and go super? If so, drop a comment below with #super. Back in 1996, our favorite Blue Hedgehog starred in an animated short, and his main antagonist was, guess who? Metal Sonic. His personality in this version is pretty interesting. He's sarcastic and arrogant, just like the hero himself. A lot of fans agree that this is one of the scariest versions of Metal Sonic. The animation did an amazing job of showing just how powerful and dangerous he really is. That said, just like in the Archie comics, the OVA explores the idea that the antagonist can learn to be good over time. and that's exactly what happens. While the android learns to fight like the Speedy Hedgehog, he also starts developing a sense of justice. His ending is the same as the Metal Sonic from Archie Comics. He switches sides and sacrifices himself. The sad part? In this version, he never comes back. The game where Metal Sonic plays his biggest role is definitely Sonic Heroes. This is where he stops being Dr. Robotnik's obedient minion and takes on the role of the main villain. After losing to Sonic so many times, the robot broke his own programming and developed a will of his own. But unlike what happens with Shard or his 1996 OVA version, this didn't make him want to turn good. Metal Sonic still wanted to wipe out his creator's greatest enemy, not because of an order, but to prove that he was the ultimate Sonic. His evolution wasn't just mental, but also physical, transforming him into Neo Metal Sonic, capable of changing his form. He then betrays Eggman and disguises himself as him to attract Team Sonic and other characters, all while secretly copying their data. After gathering data from several heroes, Neo Metal evolves again, turning into Metal Madness, a massive robotic monster even worse than Metal Sonic Kai. But it doesn't stop there. His final form in the game is Metal Overlord, which somehow manages to be even more monstrous than the previous transformation. Thankfully, Team Sonic managed to defeat him with the power of the Chaos Emeralds, because honestly, fighting that thing without going super would have been impossible. After his defeat, the android reverted to normal, thank goodness, and Eggman reprogrammed him to prevent another rebellion. In Sonic Rivals 2, Metal Sonic returns as a playable character, but this time we also get introduced to another version of him. Meet Metal Sonic 3.0, an upgraded version of the original robot created by Eggman Nega, Dr. Robotnik's descendant from 200 years in the future. He has a dark, sleek design that looks a lot like Shard. Coincidence? Or maybe a little nod to that version? What's funny is that his rivalry isn't even with Sonic, it's mostly with the original Metal Sonic and even Shadow, since he's never actually met the real Hedgehog. In Sonic Boom, the evil Hedgehog replica makes an appearance as well. Even though this series is very different from the main Sonic universe, with the characters having new designs and personalities, Metal Sonic stays pretty faithful to his classic version. He's still a silent machine built by Eggman, following his orders without question. The main difference is that when he's not in action, he's kept hidden in a secure location to avoid any incidents. Let's hope Dr. Robotnik at least lets him watch our videos between missions, otherwise the poor guy must get bored out of his mind. I bet Metal Sonic is subscribed to the channel. And you? What are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and never miss a video. Sonic Mania marked the franchise's return to its classic roots, bringing back the 2D pixelated style. And of course, Metal Sonic also made his comeback as a boss for the Hedgehog once again. His battle became even more exciting in 2018 when the game received an expansion that, among other things, added a second phase to his fight. In this second phase, Eggman makes him absorb the Phantom Ruby's energy, allowing him to evolve into Giga Metal Sonic. Many fans see this awesome addition as a huge tribute to the final battle in Knuckles Chaotix, and it's hard to deny the similarities. Sonic Prime, the Netflix series that throws the Blue Hedgehog into a multiverse adventure, doesn't exactly feature Metal Sonic, at least not the version we all picture. Instead, we got Chaos Sonic, a robot that is clearly an alternate version of Metal Sonic created by the Chaos Council, a group made up of Eggmans from different universes. His personality is completely different. While the original Metal Sonic is cold and calculating, this guy is basically, what if Sonic had 100 tons of sugar? He's just as energetic and carefree as Sonic, except way more over the top. Chaos Sonic is pretty much how Dr. Robotnik sees his enemy, an extremely cocky, hyperactive, and downright annoying guy. The latest appearance of the robot also happens to be the one that got everyone the most hyped, because it takes place in the post-credit scene of Sonic 3 the movie, where multiple Metal Sonics show up to take down the Hedgehog, but fail, thanks to Amy Rose who defeats them. Even though the scene is short, it promises that we'll be seeing more of the android in the fourth movie, possibly as the main villain. Since Sonic Heroes is the game where Metal Sonic truly shines as an antagonist, it's highly likely that Sonic 4 the movie will take heavy inspiration from it. Could we end up seeing the robot transform into Metal Overlord during the movie's climax? The video is almost over, but we've got 2 more awesome ones on your screen. Just click the one that looks the most interesting and keep having fun. Thanks for watching, and see you next time!